Hello, everybody. Welcome to the perfect slash most realistic offseason for the Baltimore Ravens. Today, we're going to be going over the players ready to negotiate with them and try to really give them, a good offseason and what it really could look like in real life. Lamar Jackson at quarterback, probably got to extend him. Got to bring the best lineup back in: J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Bateman. We have Rashad. I already said that. Yes, Rashad Bateman back, and then an okay offensive line. Linderbaum has been pretty good. Falele, think that's how you say his name. Falele, maybe. I don't know. Low overall for some reason. He's like a 67 overall. Probably needs to be a little bit better. Defensively, we could use anything from outside linebacker to, a strong safety could be nice. Defensive line could be a little bit better. Guys who are getting older, maybe get a developmental guy. A younger corner for sure. You have Kendall Fuller and Marcus Peters here. Definitely not the guys of your future for sure. And then it all really comes down to if you can extend Lamar Jackson or not. You might even want Anthony Richardson, something like that. I think that all situations are put aside, and that we can really do is just really put together a solid offseason, starting with players ready to negotiate this offseason that need new contracts. Lamar Jackson has interest. I want him on a 7-year deal. I want him on like a 30 million. I'm giving 27 and then a 23.5. A lot of money to distribute. I know. All right. I know. And we signed Lamar Jackson back. That is step numero uno. And now we've got middle linebacker Roquan Smith, who's also got quite the interest in the team. Does sign back for nearly 12 a year on average. Marcus Peters, if he wants a 1-year deal, I'd be not more than happy to. That's just too much money that I'm willing to spend right now. Maybe if there was nobody like Ben Powers in here, like smaller contracts. He's 25. Give me a 3-year deal with a guard. I think that's good. He said he can find a better offer in free agency. I highly doubt that, really. And he would have been the only one. So I would have overpaid on him if I knew. We've always got next time, and Marcus Peters, I'll let him walk, and we'll have literally no corners, so maybe something we can target. Last week against the Cincinnati Bengals for the division lead, can we get it done? We do win, so we do end up at the top of our division and in a wild card spot against the 11-6 New York Jets. Dude, I knew I was gonna butcher that the second I stuttered on New York. Anywho, 3 players were upgraded there. 3 actually pretty big players, and one last hoorah. That's fine. I don't care about Ronnie Stanley. I'm guessing, or maybe Justin Houston. Don't care if they're going to be their last time in the playoffs. I want to win in the playoffs, and we lose 21-20. First round exit in the playoffs does suck, but we can always move to the offseason a little bit faster. Losing in the wild card does put our draft pick in a little bit of a better spot if we're looking at bright sides, but let's go to the offseason. Looking at the 2022 season recap, Jalen Hurts wins MVP, Nick Sirianni Coach of the Year, Cooper Kupp wins AP, All Offensive Player of the Year, something like that. And then Brees Hall Rookie of the Year, never got injured in this, and then Aiden Hutchinson Defensive Rookie of the Year. Buffalo Bills going to win the championship, the Super Bowl against the Cowgirls. Should be interesting to see what sort of a re-signing we can do with Ben Powers. We have another shot at him, I think, right? He said he has a better shot in free agency. I'm not sure if that like really neglects him from re-signing back. If it is, then we've got some money we could sign Marcus Peters on, and yeah, I do not see. Oh, there he is, Ben Powers. Last chance to negotiate with him. I'm fine to move it up to 4 years and then 4 mil over 4.5. I think this should get it done, and it does. 25-year-old guard is back. Could use another corner if he wants to sign on for this right here. That's fine, and he does stay with the team, so it does bring cap space down a little bit. But we are, solidified at a corner 2 spot now, so we don't really need to worry about that. But headed into the free agent class, whatever you want to say, headed into free agency. We'll look at positions of need. One of them actually being corner, probably wide receiver. If I had to guess, we don't need quarterback. Running back is in play if there's a good enough one. J.K. Dobbins and Tony Pollard together could be quite fun. He has interest, but I've seen how much teams bid on him in free agency. It's very crazy. Looking down the board, is there anyone that I really think fits this like Rams, scheme? and regime. I don't think so. Alan Lazard would be fun, but I'm not saying he exactly fits. Isaiah McKenzie as a slot guy when you got Devin Duvernay does not make sense. So you could have Rashad Bateman, Alan Lazard, and Devin Duvernay, or you could go in the draft and find yourself a good, a good third. So yeah, you actually have Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay on roster. Probably want another guy like Alan Lazard. I'm down to give him this sort of deal if he wants to come on and play for the Ravens. And at tight end, you got Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely at number 2 is fine. You don't really need anybody else. Left tackle, you should be fine as long as Ronnie Stanley did not retire. Shouldn't. 29 years old. Left guard, Ben Powers, we just signed back. At center, you got Tyler Linderbaum. No need to even look at that. And I'm looking at the top right corner right above me. You see where it says Kevin Zeitler up there with the 83 overall. Just making sure that we've got someone at the position. And right tackle seems to be the weakest link. Jack Conklin here at right tackle. But Morgan Moses will do the job for us this year. No need to spend unneeded, resources. Justin Madubuike at left end actually had a career, or is having a good year this year. At defensive tackle, who do we got? Michael Pierce is there, regressing heavily. And then right end, who's off there? David Ajabo at right end is fine. Adafe Owe can rush the quarterback. And then right outside linebacker is what we might need. Tyus Bowser is there. Middle linebacker, who's in that second spot? We've got Patrick Queen. That's right. So we're good there in the linebackers, but if I have to sign anyone, I'll go back and make a signing there. At safeties, no one really here that I'd consider. With Marcus Williams on one side, Chuck Clark on the other, with Kyle Hamilton as kind of a reserve backup, whatever you want to call him, a resourceful guy, but just a rotational guy, I should say. Melvin Ingram is here, same deal as Justin Houston. Justin Houston's just a little bit worse. So Melvin Ingram, I mean, we could sign him, seniority over here. He's a mentor, a bridge player. A 1 year, $3.52 million deal. It's really not that bad. I don't mind that at all. We are towards the top on him. Might not get him. Don't need Andrew Van Ginkel. No better than Tyus Bowser. That's for sure. And then at corner, William Jackson to come play like corner 3 if we need it, because we've really only got Marcus Peters and and Marlon Humphrey. William Jackson does still have the speed at his age. It's pretty good. Akella Witherspoon, actually. I want Akella Witherspoon. Give me this deal right here. I'd be more than happy with it. And then, like I said, we're good on safeties and whatnot. Kicker, Justin Tucker. Yep. Still there. And then at punter, who do we have? We've got Jordan Stout. So I think we're good. I think that we are all good for this class. Let's go ahead and look at our targeted. Akella Witherspoon, Alan Lazard, and Melvin Ingram. I think that we can just go ahead and evaluate the offers that we have put down. We got both these guys. And then we actually see Melvin Ingram probably go to the Jets, the team that we lost to in the whatever. And Tony Pollard went to the Patriots. I actually like that fit. Like that a lot. And then, yeah, so I think we got the 2 guys that we really needed / wanted. And now we can pull our resources together and maybe try to make a move in the draft. Maybe make some big splashes in there. Not sure. Let's see what happens. So we have pick numero 23, which is cool. But if we wanted to move up towards the top of the board, it would be a rough go at it. Anyone we really need, Brian Brzee would be really fun to bring on. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is down by number 23. So actually looking at Quentin Johnston down here. Any other wide receivers that I'd really be interested in? Bijan Robinson. That would be fun. Bring B.J. Ojolari. Clark Phillips would be fun. It's not really that great, though, I guess. But Nolan Smith to come over and play for us. Anton Harrison. I'm not sure if he's any good. Jarrett Patterson. Garrett Williams actually looks pretty good. I don't think that there's anyone you want to really trade up for unless someone falls down the board the way you like it. So Will Anderson does go off the board. Number 1 overall to, whatever. And I assume... we see Bryce Young off the board. First quarterback goes a number 3 overall to the Panthers. I don't think anyone really has that mocked. Jalen Carter, now defensive tackle, straight to Pittsburgh. Great fit right away. Brian Brzee to the Falcons. Do like that. And then Tyree Wilson to the Patriots. Then Antonio Johnson, the safety out of Texas A&M, goes right there. Trenton Simpson, Clemson outside linebacker, pretty valuable player. Jalen Duncan, and who else we got? Keely Ringo goes off the board now. Who's still left? I'm pretty sure there's some still pretty big hitters. C.J. Stroud is still on the board, projected to go top files. Miles Murphy still at the top. Will Levis is still here. Hendon Hooker also still here. Don't need him though. Paris Johnson could use a tackle like Broderick Jones or Paris Johnson. Even Isaiah Foskey down the board. Noah Sewell's still here. Michael Mayer we don't need. Uh, Jervon Dexter Sr. is here. Andre Carter. Still some very, very, very good guys on the board, but I don't think that we will trade up for any. Jackson Smith and Jigba goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Miles Murphy, as a Packers fan, I like that pick. Michael Mayer. So they get, who do they get? Number one, they got Will Anderson and now Michael Mayer. Really neglecting the quarterback. The quarterback position. Jordan Addison goes. They're going to have Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison. Calvin Ridley. Who else? They got the other two, Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. That is just crazy. Let's see. C.J. Stroud finally goes off the board. Falls to 15 to the Lions. I'm pretty sure that is a dream situation. Do we want anyone? Do we want to trade up for Cam Smith now? Colts don't really need a corner unless they really do. And Joey Porter's still actually on as well. Christian Gonzalez is still here. So, yeah, we might even move up for, like, a corner if we wanted to. Paris Johnson off the board. Tackle. Gone. Noah Sewell off the board. Cool. Will Levis off the board to Seattle. Will Levis went far down the board. And Joey Porter to the Eagles. Bit interesting. Nolan Smith, and then next pick is ours after Jervon Dexter goes, or Gervon. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. It could be Jervon. Could be just as much. Gervon. So yeah, we actually have the choice between Broderick Jones. Great strength. The guy looks pretty good. Can possibly be bad, but he would make his impact immediately. Christian Gonzalez, Quentin Johnston, we've seen is a good. Cam Smith still here. If I were to take anyone, it'd probably be Christian Gonzalez. He just got some good, length on him. Oregon corner, if I'm not mistaken. Oregon 6'2", 200. Cam Smith is just 6'2" or 188. Will McDonald's here. Don't care really. Yeah, I guess that I could really just go with any one of these top, 3 or 4 right here. Broderick Jones, Christian Gonzalez, Quentin Johnston, Cam Smith would probably be... Christian Gonzalez would probably be my pick. He's probably not going to last still here in the real draft. 95 speed, 92 change of direction, 87 agility, 92 acceleration. Looks like an all-out stud does fall to us perfectly there. And we actually don't have a second-round pick. So that is a little interesting, I won't lie. Jarrett Patterson off the board. And then Broderick Jones finally gets off the board. Zion Nelson. Let's see, keep it going. Quentin Johnston finally off the board. I do like that fit a lot with the Viking. Bijan goes to the Eagles. I've seen that mocked a few times. Hendon Hooker to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here at number 8 in the second round, there is still someone that I'm very interested in. And that would be wide receiver Josh Downs. Very skilled athlete, 4.48. With elite acceleration, has C's all over the place. It does look good. It would be fun to get him out of UNC. I just don't know if it's worth moving up a couple of rounds for, Jahmyr Gibbs is actually still here at number 7 as well. Good receiving back out of Alabama. Can do a little bit of everything, actually. I do like what Jahmyr Gibbs brings to the table, especially for this Ravens team. And the only thing is we just don't have a second-round pick and not a valuable third round. So I'd probably have to give up a pretty big hitter, if I'm being honest, to trade up. But we'll see if Josh Downs can continue to fall down the board here. If he does. There he goes. Finally off the board. So that really takes him out of the picture for me. And I'll try to make a calculated decision. I just hit my... and yeah, B.J. Ojolari is still here. looks good. Honestly, all things considered, guy looks good. A, finesse moves. B, power moves. B, play rec. C, block shedding. B, awareness. A to C, tackling. I mean, we could trade up for BJ Ojolari out of LSU, considering our end position. I mean, defensive line is not an issue. We have everyone we need, so we just don't need BJ. I think let's just go to our pick and see who's there. Um, Maybe someone falls a very far way down the board for us to take in the third round, right? But very unlikely. Tyke Smith, interesting on the board. Probably wouldn't go with them. Down the board, anyone look good? This guy right here looks fine. Not great, but okay. A to C. Darnell Washington, vertical threat tight end out of Georgia. Probably does not even last till the third or maybe even past the second round. He actually looks very good. Sure, let's bring in Darnell Washington. Um, I don't see why not. And Tyler Harold, wide receiver out of Louisville, 6 foot, 194, 22 years old, runs a 4.28 and a 4.25 at his pro day. Looks absolutely insane. C catching is good. Deep route looks fine. Spec catch is an F. I don't care. I'll take a shot on anyone with that sort of speed, especially in the fourth round. Happy to make that gamble. And let's move on to the fifth round where we can maybe find someone else of value. I'm not going to say that it's completely possible, but I mean, we just got Darnell Washington and then Tyler Harrell, you know, back to back. I think that's pretty good, right? In back to back rounds. Let's see down the board. I mean, I'm just not seeing anyone where it's like, wow, you're good. Elijah Payne though does bring some upside with a bunch of those C's, maybe like a 68 overall. C run block power, B to D. Sure. I'll take my chances on Elijah Payne down the board, rotational tackle. Maybe he could take up Morgan Moses' spot when he retires and is up and out here. And moving on to the sixth round, Kevin Bibbs has great athleticism and some good zone coverage. B tackling is very good. D play rec, like he's not the greatest player, but you think you got something with him, right? And looking at the draft recap, did ourselves an okay job. Christian Gonzalez is a 75, and Darnell Washington was a 70 in the third round, so okay picks. And then Tyler Harrell was a 68 overall, maybe can develop into like a 72 or 75 even by the end of his time done developing. And 65 overall, Elijah Payne, and then Kevin Bibbs, 63 overall. So, not the greatest of draft classes, but um, I don't know what you could really say. Good stuff there by the Baltimore Ravens. They haven't lost a preseason game, and I can't even remember how long. But I'm going to skip right over it. I don't care. And here is the team headed into the very next year, headed into 2023 season? 2023, 2024 season. Jesus Christ, I almost just fell out of my damn chair. Rashad Bateman, a 79 overall, wide receiver 1, probably isn't going to satisfy you for long. Devin Duvernay, Alan Lazard, Andy Isabella, Tylan Wallace, James Prochet. Not a great receiving core, all things considered. Very balanced, but very bad. J.K. Dobbins at running back is not the worst thing ever. And then, yeah, Tyus Bowser, everything looks good. Dorrance Armstrong at right end, though. It's kind of rough. David Ojabo probably could come down and play that spot, but I just think he's too good of an athlete to be really considered a true edge. I mean, look at this man, though. Jesus. Guy's an absolute monster of a man. Bad zone coverage. I mean, awareness, everything like that. I mean, he is kind of suited. He could go down and play right end, maybe, but, I mean, who says that he's even going to get a chance off of the edge when we have Odafe Owe, Tyus Bowser off of one edge? I'd rather have Ojabo rushing the quarterback. I'd actually rather have Matabwike on one of the edges and Travis Jones and Michael Pierce really be working up the inside. I think that we need to get an elite pass rusher. I think that's why we brought in or tried to bring in Melvin Gordon. Kyle Hamilton will play not slot corner, I'll tell you that much. That can be Christian Gonzalez's job. He can come in and play that right away. And Chuck Clark will be dethroned as the top safety and strong safety. I'll put Kyle Hamilton up over that right there. Team looks good. Probably just need a receiver and end. Maybe you make those moves at the trade deadline. And we have sim to week number 4 where we are 0-3. So obviously we need to change something up. Let's go see any free agent, wide receivers or anyone that can really make an impact. Sammy Watkins is the only one here. Forget about it. Probably going to look for an edge rusher, if anything. Nobody here that really strikes as interesting. What is lacking on this team? We're lacking a lot of offense and defense. So we are lacking basically everything. J.K. Dobbins, Patrick Queen, David Ajaba, all players with some upgrades. Let's see here. And this deal will actually go through. We'll send backup center Makari and a well-needed strong safety and a fourth rounder straight to the Eagles, just across for Josh Sweat. Big move here in week number 4 of the regular season. Perhaps can help us with our pass rush and help us move along in that category right there. Happily giving away a fourth round pick and a couple of not spare players. Obviously, you're gonna miss those guys, but guys that were really playing roles in the first place. Defensively, now we have Josh Sweat, and then specialists. You have now Josh Sweat, Adafe Owe, and then these guys up the middle. I think that just helps improve everything overall. Christian Gonzalez needs to go back there. I'm fine with Alan Lazard can go actually play that wide receiver 2 and the slot position for the next little bit. And I guess we can go to mid-season, see how we're doing. Tell me if you guys like this video to be more just off-season, done. Off-season, simulate the season without making any trades, done. Or just the off-season, and then done. Because I really would like to know your guys' preference on it. Like, if I should just start the video, finish the season for the team, and then go through the offseason and be done, or if I should do all that, finish the offseason, and then go through and do trades like this, or just go through the offseason, through the season, and be done without making any trades or anything like that, and just see how the team performs without me trying to help them perform even more through trades during the season. Although it is not looking good for the Baltimore Ravens here. We are 1-6. We are lacking something. And that something happens to be what exactly? Everything. Playbook probably sucks in the first place, though. Let's look at the contracts that they have to negotiate with. We have $6.6 million. I wouldn't sign back any of these guys anyways. So maybe only J.K. Dobbins, but without interest, probably not. Only Akella Witherspoon, Patrick Queen, definitely Justin Madubuike, sure. So just these two right here, I would. Justin Madubuike and Patrick Queen. Probably be my most wanted, but no, don't need to worry about all that. I mean, let's make another trade, I guess. Well, we're screwing around with it. Done deal. Tyus Bowser and a second. We'll bring on Brandon Cooks for us. He is on an $18 million contract, and I really don't care. I really don't. Gives us a wide receiver 1, a true wide receiver 1, using a second-round pick and Tyus Bowser. I'd say it is worth it. So we actually bring on Brandon Cooks, and then we will have Rashad Bateman on the other side of him. And Duvernay pretty much won't play a role. I want Alan Lazard there, and in the slot, Rashad Bateman will do his thing using... I mean, this team does look good. It is good. And it should be performing better than it is for sure. The weakest point on the team is a very good developing David Ajabo. And we are 1-6. So, not really warranted. Maybe Lamar Jackson finally got his contract and decides to not perform. But let's see if we can even make the playoffs. We actually finished the season 6-11. Not good at all. Hendon Hooker led the league in passing yards. Just because he was, Buccaneer playbook. Lamar Jackson sucked. Plain and simple, sucked. Almost 1,000 yards on the ground, though. J.K. Dobbins, over 1,000 on the ground. Receiving, not great. Not great at all. I mean, all these guys were very different and weird. I think that if we had another season with this team, it could be awesome, but isn't, unfortunately. Patrick Queen in simulation is an absolute god. Oh, Jesus. And Justin Madubuike did his thing along with Michael Pierce, of course. Roquan as well. Sacks, Josh Sweat, we brought on, was our lead sacker at 5. Awesome stuff, by the way. So stupid, man. Interceptions. What do we got? Christian Gonzalez with 2, with 63 tackles. Played very well in his rookie season. 3 TFLs, by the way, too. So, rookie season Christian Gonzalez. So, that'll pretty much be it for it. For me on this video, everything like that. It's just, I don't know. Tell me guys your guys' preference about how long I do the videos for. If it's just the off season plus season without making moves, or off season and then the season while making moves like I did to acquire Josh Sweat and Brandon Cooks in this one for an example. So I will try it other ways, but I'd like to keep this series going where we try to get, through all the teams by the time the offseason comes, which should be very easy, right? We got plenty of time before that happens. But yeah, that will do it for me. I'll see you guys next time.